A fire alarm shatters the routine of a normal workday. In an instant, the environment changes from a place of work to a hazard zone. When hundreds of people process that threat simultaneously, the immediate human instinct is to scatter in every direction at once. The historical record shows exactly what happens when that instinct is left unmanaged. In December 1958, a fire broke out at the Our Lady of the Angels School in Chicago. The building had fire escapes, it had fire extinguishers, it even passed an inspection. But it lacked an organized, rehearsed plan for human evacuation. Without clear guidance, pupils and teachers were trapped on the second floor, unable to navigate the thick smoke to find a safe way out. When people are forced to guess their own escape routes through heavy smoke and mounting panic, the result is tragedy. 92 children and 3 nuns died that day, many because they couldn't coordinate a path to the exits. Leadership provides the essential structure that a simple alarm cannot, turning the announcement of a threat into a coordinated path to safety. Safety standards evolved over decades as a direct response to these types of catastrophic failures. In the UK, the current framework was established by the Regulatory Reform Fire Safety Order 2005. This legislation targets the specific problem of unmanaged panic. It legally obligates businesses to designate specific personnel, fire wardens, who are trained to take control the moment an alarm sounds. Employers who fail to implement these roles and safety measures risk severe financial penalties and up to 2 years in prison. The fire warden serves as the legally mandated structural backbone of a building's survival plan. When the alarm triggers, the clock starts. The fire warden steps up and immediately takes visible, vocal command of their designated area. Their primary duty is to physically direct the flow of traffic, steering occupants away from congested bottlenecks and toward mapped, unobstructed routes. During this initial push, they also execute a critical mandate, identifying and assisting anyone with mobility issues, sensory impairments, or language barriers, ensuring no one is left struggling to interpret the situation. By stepping in during those crucial first seconds, the warden shapes a potential stampede into a calculated exit strategy. Once the primary flow of traffic is moving, the warden begins the sweep phase. This requires them to move deeper into their designated zone while everyone else moves out. They methodically trace through isolated spaces, bathrooms, back offices, and closets, verifying no stragglers remain. As they navigate, they perform physical checks, like confirming automatic fire doors are fully closed to block the spread of toxic smoke. Simultaneously, they visually scan the environment to memorize any critical failures in the safety hardware, such as dead emergency lights or obstructed exits. The sweep is the final guarantee that the building is entirely empty, ensuring that a life isn't lost in a forgotten blind spot. The timeline then shifts outside the building as the warden and the remaining evacuees reach the designated assembly point. Here, the warden's role transitions from a physical guide to a data manager. They immediately execute a strict roll call, cross-referencing the people present against employee rosters and visitor logs. If the roll call reveals any unaccounted individuals, the warden follows a strict escalation protocol. They must report those specific missing persons directly to the arriving emergency services. This precise transfer of information gives the firefighters exactly what they need to execute a targeted rescue operation, rather than a dangerous search of an entire structure. A warden's duties continue even after the emergency or drill is officially terminated. They must conduct a critical post-evacuation review, meticulously documenting any of the equipment faults or maintenance issues they observed during their sweep. Under gov.uk guidelines, businesses are legally required to use this logged data to update and evolve their permanent fire safety and evacuation plans. This specific review process is the mechanism that turns today's logistical friction into tomorrow's lifesavers. Because these protocols are complex, the law demands active practice. Workplaces must conduct at least one scheduled fire drill per year to cement these exact procedures into muscle memory. Fire wardens function as the central architects of workplace safety, translating the static lines of an evacuation map into an active survival strategy. By absorbing the heavy burden of managing the logistics, checking the blind spots, and communicating with the fire brigade, the warden grants everyone else the sheer privilege of focusing entirely on surviving.